8-2. Now, today, we are writing a lot of notes. We're not actually doing that much work, a little bit of work, but mostly notes, okay? We're going to box some things up. We're going to make like a big chart. I know, okay? So, okay, so the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so I'm going to make myself a big box. If you want to make the box before, like me, you can. If you want to wait and make the box after, you can do that too. I'm actually going to pause the video here while I make this box. Okay, so here's my box. And on this side, we're going to have a rule. Okay, so we'll have 4 rules because I have 4 boxes under this box, okay? And on this side, we're going to have examples of the rule. We're going to kind of explain the rule a little better. Okay, so we're going to have our rule and then examples explaining the rule. Okay, so then, like what we're doing today, the notes themselves are not hard. It's then using those notes to understand what we're talking about. Sometimes kids get a little confused, so make sure you lock in with me, okay? Now, at the bottom of this box, we're going to put a number is divisible ... And every rule under that is going to finish this sentence differently. So this is the beginning of our sentence, and I see that it got blurry for you, so let me recast it for you. Okay, that's the beginning of our sentence. A number is divisible, and each box will finish this sentence a different way. Okay, so every rule starts with a number is divisible, and then whatever else we add. Okay? So I'll give you a second, get this written in, and then we'll start actually writing the rules. Okay, so here's our first rule. So you can see I wrote the dots again to show that I'm ending the sentence here. So we read it like this. A number is divisible by 2 if its ones digit is divisible by 2. Okay? A number is divisible by 2 if its ones digit is divisible by 2. Let's go ahead and get that in, and then we'll write some examples in a second explaining what that means, because I know you're reading that and you're like, I don't understand. Write it first, and then we'll explain in just a second, okay? So write it first, even if you're not sure what it means yet. Write it down, and then we'll write down some examples, and we'll explain what we're talking about, okay? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start writing examples. Okay, now I am going to color code my examples a little bit, not a lot. I'm using only one color today, one extra color. But I'm going to color code the ones digit in every number that I write here. Okay, I'm going to color code the ones digit because our rule deals with the ones digit, right? It says a number is divisible by 2 if the ones digit is divisible by 2. So I'm going to write some numbers here, and we're going to focus on the ones digit. Okay, I'll unglitch it in a second. It's not so bad right now. Oops. If I grab the right pen colors. Okay, what do you notice about these ones digits over here? What do you notice about all of them?
Oh.
Sebastian?
They are all like 2, 4, 6, 8.
So they're all what? They're all what, Henry?
Even.
They're all even numbers, right? So, all even numbers are divisible by 2. If the ones digit is an even number, then your number can be divided by 2. Okay, all even numbers are divisible by 2. So if you have an even number, if any one of those numbers works, if it ends in an even number, and our even numbers remind me what are our even numbers? Hazel, what are the even numbers?
2, 4, 6, 8.
2, 4, 6, 8, and 0, right? So if your number ends in any of those numbers, then your full number is going to be divisible by 2. So if you're ever like, can 2 go evenly into this number? Well, if it's an even number, yes, 2 can go evenly into every single even number. 2 can go evenly into every single even number. So all even numbers are going to be divisible by 2.
What does divisible mean?
That means it can be divided evenly, right? So like think about like 4, can 2 go into 4 evenly? So 4 is divisible by 2. What about 5? Can 2 go into 5 evenly? No, so 5 is not divisible by 2. Okay, so when we say it's divisible by, that means it can go into it evenly. So if a number is divisible by 2, 2 can fit into it evenly with no remainders. Okay? Alright, I'm going to start writing the next rule. If you're still writing rule 1, that's fine. It's still up on the board. Keep writing it. But I'm going to start writing rule 2 here. And we're going to talk about numbers divisible by 5. A number is divisible by 5 if its ones digit is 0 or 5. Okay? So a number is divisible by 5 if its ones digit is 0 or 5. Write that down. We'll go over examples in just a second. I'll give you just a second to write it down. Okay, if you're not, just keep writing where you're at, okay? But if you're ready, I'm going to move on, okay? If you're not, it's still up on the board, so you can just catch up. So I'm going to write here some examples. We have 30. Look at those 1 digits, right? 45. 950.
That is a big jump, Franklin.
Well, I'm jumping to show you because sometimes you guys think when I tell you this, you only think about numbers that are 2 digits. But I want to show you it doesn't matter how big the number is. It could be in the 100 millions. But if it ends with a 0 or a 5, it's going to be divisible by 5. So I want to show you a variety of smaller numbers, bigger numbers. Anything that ends in a 0 or a 5 is divisible by 5. So I could have the number 425,332,705. And because that ones digit is a 5, I can already tell, is that number going to be divisible by 5?
Yeah.
Yes.
Something that makes my mind go crazy is like if you have 3 million or like all 3s, but then your final 1 digit is an even number, that means the whole number is even.
Uh-huh. Yep. It is crazy. It all depends on that last digit. Your ones digit tells you if it's odd or even. Your last digit is the one that'll tell you if it's divisible by 2, if it's divisible by 5, or if it's divisible by 10, which we're going to talk about next in just a second, but I'll let you get these written in first, okay? Does anyone want to guess what the ones digit has to be for a number to be divisible by 10? Anyone want to guess? Isaac?
10 or 0.
Well, it has to be a 0, right? So let's go ahead and write that. If you're not done, don't worry. It's still up on the board. Take your time, but I'm going to keep moving. So a number is divisible by 10 if its ones digit is 0. So any number that ends with a 0 can be divisible by 10. So a couple examples of numbers there. We'll go 40.
It can also be divisible by 2.
It could, you're right. Okay? 360.
And 5.
Mm-hmm. 5,390. 8,260. See, so it does not matter how big the number gets. If it ends in a 0, it's going to be divisible by 10. Now, yes, Sebastian got a little ahead of me, but yes, if you look at these, what do you notice? I notice that if a number ends in 0, it can be divisible by 10 and 5 and 2, right? All of those numbers will go into it evenly. If it ends in a 0, 10 will fit into it evenly. If it ends in a 0, 5 will fit into it evenly. And if it ends in a 0, 2 will fit into it evenly. So if it ends in a 0, that number is then divisible by 10, 5, and 2 automatically. You automatically know that, right? You don't have to write anything, but I'm just showing you some of these rules overlap each other a little bit, right? Henry?
I mean, for the homework, what do you write?
I'll explain the homework in a minute. We'll go over a couple of problems of what your homework will look like in a minute, okay?
It might be like, what is this divisible by?
We'll talk about it in just a second, okay? I'm going to give you a second to get these written in. I'll recast it for you so it's less blurry. And then the last rule is the most confusing rule. If I have students that get confused by a rule, it's always the last rule. It's the trickiest. It makes sense, but it is a little bit confusing. So make sure you are have this fully written in before we move on. So I'm going to wait until everyone has this written in before we move on to the last rule. All right, let's move to the most confusing one. Now, it's a little tricky. It does make sense, but this is the one that kids get confused on. So lock in with me, okay? Make sure that you are with me on this one. A number is divisible by 3 if, stop reading from the book. Don't get ahead of me. If the sum of the digits is divisible by 3. I told you you were going to be confused. When we actually start getting into the examples, I think it'll help a little bit. I don't know what happened to that 3 there. Looks a little funky.
It's not happening up there.
My 3 was weird. I gotta fix it. No! Why did it get blurry?
I'm the most important one.
I know. I just recasted it for you, so it wouldn't be blurry, and it got blurry again. Okay. Let me make it less blurry. Okay? Now, what does this mean? Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. What does this mean? We should fear and love God so that we do not. All right. No. But what does this rule mean here in math? If a number is divisible by 3, if the sum of the digits is divisible by 3, what does that mean? Well, let me explain. I'm going to write 2 examples here for you. Okay? Make sure actually you have this written in. I don't want to write the examples so you're ready to write them with me. Okay, I'll give you just a second. It is a little confusing, but I promise it makes more sense than you think it does. Okay? It sounds confusing when you say it. When we write the examples, I think a lot of you are going to go, oh, I see what we're doing, okay?
I'm going to be more like,
Shh. Okay.
what does this mean?
Shh, all right. Do we have this written in?
Yes.
Is anyone still writing? Just raise your hand. I don't want to start till everyone's ready. Okay, perfect. Okay, I'm going to do 2 examples. So I'm going to start. Make sure you're focused because this is funky. I'm going to start with the number 42. So what I'm going to do to see if it's divisible by 3, I'm going to take the 2 digits of this number. What are the 2 digits in 42?
4 and 2.
4 and 2. I'm going to take them and I'm going to add them together.
Oh, this makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay? And I get 4 plus 2.
Equals?
And what does 4 plus 2 equal? 6. Now, is 6 divisible by 3? Can 3 fit into 6 evenly?
Yeah.
Yes. So I know that 6 divided by 3 equals 2. I know that 3 goes into 6 evenly. So, since 4 plus 2 equals 6, and 6 is divisible by 3, that means 42 is also divisible by 3. It's a little funky. You gotta add the digits together. It's a little weird. We're gonna do one more. Let me recast for you so it gets less blurry, because it got really blurry there all of a sudden. Okay?
No, we're not.
No, I said we're gonna do one more example on the threes. Okay? I'm gonna do a bigger number. Okay, we're gonna do 576 here. 576. So even if I have 3 digits, even if I had 6 digits, I could still add them all together to find out if it's divisible by 3. So here, what numbers am I going to add together in this one?
5.
Someone raise their hand. Reagan, what do you think? What numbers am I going to add together on this one? Right here, 576. To find out if it's divisible by 3, what numbers am I going to add together? Now, I'm going to add up all these digits. Plus. Yep. Plus 6, right? I got to do all of them. 5.
5 plus 6 plus 7.
Plus 6. I'm going to add all 3 of them together. I know. Plus 7.
6.
Oh, wait, I did this out of order. Well, it doesn't really matter, but I am going to flip it just for the sake of keeping my notes neat and organized.
I think I know the sake it is.
Well, that too. You know what's crazy is I'm videoing this lesson, right? And then I'll be able to use this lesson for like years to come. But, you know, years later, 6-7 probably won't even be a thing anymore. And I'll be like showing this video to my class. And they'll be like, what are your students saying? What is 6-7? They're going to be confused.
6-7.
Okay. So, 5 plus 7 plus 6. What does 5 plus 7 plus 6 equal? Sebastian?
18.
It is 18. And, oh, I should write that in red. And is 18 divisible by 3?
I guess
Yes. I know that. 18 divided by 3 equals what? 6. So, if 3 goes into 18 evenly, that means that 3 will go into 576 evenly. So, 42 and 576 are divisible by 3.
Even if you did 756, that's still divisible by 3. So anything that ends in 6 is divisible.
Not necessarily.
Because look, 42 is divisible by 3.
Look at 56. What's 5 plus 6?
11. Oh,
11. Is 11 divisible by 3? No, so 56 is also not divisible by 3. Right? So you can't just say any number that ends in 6 is going to be divisible by 3. You have to add the digits together to find out. Okay? Now, on your homework today,
that's all we need to do.
that's our rule. So, but we're gonna go over a little bit of like what your homework's gonna look like.
It's actually pretty easy.
Okay? So we're gonna talk a little bit about what your homework's gonna look like.
That makes sense now. I think that makes the example help a lot.
Well, that's why we give examples, right? Okay, so I'm gonna cast this and make it less blurry, and then we're gonna talk about what your homework looks like.
I think I could probably do the divisible by 3 rule in my head. All I have to do is know the digits and add them.
Okay, let me recast this, and then let's go over what your homework will look like before I actually send you to do your homework. Alright, here we go. So your homework today, you're going to have some that look like this. You're going to have a number, and it's going to have you write what numbers can fit into this evenly. It's going to say, what numbers is 45 divisible by? Now, real quick, look at our rules. What numbers did we use in our rules today? What numbers did we use in our rules to see if things were divisible by them? Angelina? Like, look on the rule side. What numbers do we use in our rules?
2,
Okay.
5, 10, 3.
Right? 2, 5, 10, and 3. So, in this section, your answers will only be 2, 5, 10, and 3. Okay? Now, some of these will have more than one answer.
25 does.
Some of them might only have one answer. Some of them might have 3. Some of them might have all 4. It just depends. You gotta look through it. So let's start with 45. Okay? Let's go in order by rules. So 45. Can 45 be divisible by 2? Well, hang on. A number is divisible by 2 if the ones digit is divisible by 2, meaning if it's an even number. Is 45 an even number? No, it's odd. So can 45 be divisible by 2? No, so I'm not going to write 2 in. Okay? Now let's move to 5. Can 45 be divided by 5 evenly? Well, a number is divisible by 5 if its ones digit is 0 or 5. Is this ones digit a 0 or a 5?
Yeah.
Yes, so can 45 be divided by 5?
Yeah.
So I'm going to write a 5 here.
Comma.
Okay, I'm going to put a comma because there might be another one. Now, my next rule is about the tens. It says a number is divisible by 10 if its ones digit is 0. Is 45's ones digit 0?
No.
No, so can it be divided by 10?
No.
No. The last one is 3. It says a number is divisible by 3 if the sum of the digits is divisible by 3. So in order to find this, I have to do what with this 4 and 5? Add them. What is 4 plus 5? 9. And can 3 fit into 9 evenly?
Yeah.
Yes. So because 9 is divisible by 3, that means 45 is also divisible by 3. So my answer on this one would be 5 and 3.
53.
Okay? Now make sure you add a comma because it's not 53. It's 5 and 3. So make sure you're not writing like one big number. Make sure you differentiate between the two. Okay? Our next one is 56. Okay? So let's go one rule at a time. My first rule says a number is divisible by 2 if its ones digit is divisible by 2, basically meaning any even number is divisible by 2. Is 56 an even number?
Yep.
Yes, 6 is even. 6 is divisible by 2. So 2 can fit into 56 evenly. So we're going to write a 2. Next, we can try a 5. A number is divisible by 5 if its ones digit is 0 or 5. Is 56 have a ones digit of 0 or 5?
No.
So is it divisible by 5? No. What about 10? A number is divisible by 10 if its ones digit is 0. Is 56's ones digit 0? So is it divisible by 10? No. The last one to check is 3. This is the trickiest one. But we actually already did this one, didn't we?
Yep.
We add the 2 digits, so I take 56, I add 5 plus 6, which gives me 11. Is 11 divisible by 3? No, you can use your multiplication chart to figure that out, right? See, get your multiplication chart, check your 3's, you're going to get 3, 6, 9, 12. Oh, we already skipped 11 and we didn't say it. We didn't go into 11 evenly, so 3 does not go into 11 evenly, therefore 3 does not go into 56 evenly. So my only answer here is 2. Okay? Let's try 370. Let's start with our first rule. A number is divisible by 2 if its ones digit is divisible by 2. It's an even number, so can it be divided by 2?
Yep.
Yes, all even numbers can be divided by 2. Okay? Next, a number is divisible by 5 if its ones digit is a 0 or 5. Is this a 0 or a 5? Yes, so can 370 be divided by 5? Yes, so I can write 5 here. Next, a number is divisible by 10 if its ones digit is 0. Is 370's ones digit 0? So can it be divided by 10? Yes. And the last one I have to check is for the 3's. I'm going to add these numbers up. Now this one's 0, so really I just need to add 3 and 7, right? What is 3 plus 7? 10. And can 3 fit into 10 evenly? No. So can 370 go into, is 370 divisible by 3? No. So these are my answers right here. And the last one here, 54. Remember, a number is divisible by 2 if its ones digit is divisible by 2, meaning all even numbers are going to be divisible by 2. Is 54 an even number?
No.
Yes, so is 54 divisible by 2?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, a number is divisible by 5 if its ones digit is 0 or 5. Is this ones digit a 0 or a 5?
Yes.
No, so can 54 be divided by 5?
No.
No. Next, a number is divisible by 10 if its ones digit is a 0. Is this ones digit a 0? No. Can it be divided by 10? No. Last, we have to check for 3. A number is divisible by 3 if the sum of the digits is divisible by 3. So my digits here are 5 and 4. What is 5 plus 4? It's 9. Is 9 divisible by 3?
Yeah.
Yes, so if 9 is divisible by 3, that means 54 is divisible by 3.
Saying that digits is 45.
It is. Okay? We have one more thing to talk about, and then I'm sending you your homework. Okay? Over here it says, can 75 be divided by 3 and explain? Mostly I'm going to help you with your explanation because you guys always tell me, I don't know how to explain, what do I do? Guys, sometimes explaining is so easy, like on this one. So let's do one together so when you explain on your homework, you know how to explain. So first things first, can 75 be divided by 3? How can we find that? What's up?
My mom is bringing lunch to me, and she.
Okay, so can 75 be divided by 3? How can we find that, first of all? Henry, how do we find that?
We add 7 plus 5.
We do 7 plus 5, and when we add 7 plus 5, what do we get? Henry? 12. Is 12 divisible by 3?
Yes.
12 is divisible by 3. So when I write my answer, I'm going to start with yes, right? Can 75 be divided by 3? Yes, right? Then I need to explain. Basically, I'm just going to write down what I did. I added the digits 7 plus 5, which equals 12. 12 divided by 3 equals 4. So, since 3 fits into 12 evenly, it will fit into 75 evenly. Okay, I'm just writing what I did. I added, I got 12, 3 fits into 12. Since 3 fits into 12, it will also fit into 75. Your explanation doesn't have to be word for word what I wrote, but something along those lines, okay? Tell me you added, tell me the answer you got when you added, tell me if 3 fits into that answer or not, and then that'll tell me if the whole thing is divisible by 3 or not. Okay? All right. Your homework is...
8-2.
Let me see where I wrote it down so I make sure I get the right thing.
8-2 back off. No, it's even.
Okay, your homework is 8-2, pages 107 to 108. Oh.
No.
But you have plenty of time. You have like 45 minutes to work on this right now. Okay? You have somewhere between 30 to 45 minutes to work on this right now. So you have plenty of time, okay? So do not stress. You may start eating your snack. You may get to work on your homework. Go.